Good afternoon, Symmetry Nation. Welcome to the Builders Call. Todd Spivey, welcome to the Builders Call.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet.
You look good over there in Maitland's office.
I was thankful that Maitland, I think she's working from home today. Perhaps she's off, but I'm pretty sure she's working from home. So I gladly took the flowing river, a peaceful environment. Actually,
he's got one of the better decorated offices in this building, in my opinion.
To be totally honest, you can see it from here because the Spivey, your office is right across. Her Post-it note system, so she has her 90-day rocks very nicely organized in a taxonomy where she's tracking and checking off when a rock is completed and which one's in progress and so on. She's actually gets the highly organized award. So shout out to Maitland for her amazing system here. Sometimes it's those simple things, right?
It is, man. And speaking of rocks and moving the needle on Summit, buddy, I think it's been cool to see. We've got Nate Offert, we've got Brad Smith in this week. We've had Edward Pritchett in the building. So many good individuals out there coming in to pour in. Sounds like you got some stuff cooking on Summit front.
We have lots of stuff cooking on the Summit front, and our goal is to go live next week, probably on the national call with the second phase of Summit, so the Accelerate phase. And, barring, there's always unforeseen circumstances, but we are at the tail end of that one. And then conference go live for the whole thing. So we're going to get a good bit of time to share some more details and rollouts at conference. We're super, super excited about that. And more so, really excited to have our guest on the Builders Call today in Justin Finney, Symmetry coach and founder. What do you call yourself, Justin? Like probably nothing, but title-wise, you are the founder of Finney Up Coaching, but are you one of those, like you give yourself a cool title, like chief coaching officer or some radical thing? You don't seem like that guy to me, but maybe.
I'm just a performance coach, man.
Yeah.
What I do.
You are. And you are, because I'm actually looking at a PowerPoint presentation that our BI department did some digging in. And this was actually digging in, not even on the ongoing weekly cohorts, but this was on some of your folks that have continued to stay on with you twice a month for ongoing accountability and encouragement, which, by the way, we see the biggest results from our coaching cohorts while people are in the cohort. So during the time while they're getting that input, performance goes up. And then afterwards, it's even less, it's a little slighter afterwards, but it goes up afterwards as well. Again, for I'd say for most, not for all. But with that said, I'm looking at, change in submitted APV, people increasing their submit by 67%, 135%, 46%, 86%. We had to omit outliers. I'm going to read a couple numbers. 1,620% increase, 7,837% increase, right? And again, we always listen, data is data, right? If we have opinions, or if we have data, let's use data. If we have opinions, let's use mine. So data is data. And we always want to say leaders define reality and leaders reflect. We want to reflect that reality and be transparent. So, right, there's some data where people have gone down for different reasons. So we're going to do some kind of digging in and qualitative checking in, because sometimes people might go down, but they may still be saying, look, this was still, very impactful and, for me and so on. So I'll have to say, great stuff. 80% of people that have stayed with you have received a contract level promotion during the time that they're working with you, which is exciting. So, I mean, if I'm a person that wants to get after it, whether, again, of course, primarily, guys, engage the existing huddle ups that your agency owners and master agencies have. I know Edward, Nate, and Brad and I hung out last night downtown Asheville and just talked about the importance of ongoing training and leveling up and upskilling. And we're going to continue to hear about that more and more, just as we transform for the new world and as we continue to expand our digital lead portfolio and all that's there. Really exciting stuff. Always good to level up. So, so today we are honored to have Justin Finney. Really, this is your first kind of like leading us through a builder's call. And you texted me a couple of days ago and said, hey, it's halftime, BW. And I've got a halftime talk, and I think it can move the needle. And we said, we'd love to prioritize that. We're right at the middle of the year. So I'm going to baton pass to you, Justin. The floor is yours. We'd love for you to share the insights that you have to drive performance, and we'll be here listening and taking copious notes for you. So
Awesome. Appreciate it. Thank you, Brian. Is there a way you can share the screen, Brian, as far as like the handout that went out to people? So that's
yes,
available?
do you not have that ability to share? I'm happy to work you through it. Let me
see if I can do it here.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
If you can't, I'll just do it, and you just tell me when to click. I'll
go ahead.
Yep, go ahead.
Perfect. Cool. So as Brian said, I'm just going to give a little bit of a background before we start, guys, because this is imperative so that you don't think this is just some crazy dude. In order for me to be effective, I have to talk to you guys the way that I normally do to my people. So that's the way we're going to do it. So if it comes across a little bit of as a challenge, it's meant to be. Okay. Most people, I feel, are not showing up to the full capacity that we could as human beings on this planet. So with that being said, I'm going to help try to push you a little bit in the time that we do have together. Is that cool? Just try to open your mind a little bit. And this is for everybody. Like Mr. Todd Spivey, he's going to get something that's going to help him be a better man today. Everybody can get a little bit better if we choose to. And I want you to approach it from two perspectives. One being as a leader in this company, because as a leader, you're basically a performance coach, just like me. And as not just an agent, but as a husband, as a spouse, all those things. Okay. So kind of who you are.
Yep.
We lost our slide.
No, good. I'm going to go right back to it. I apologize, Justin. One thing I wanted to mention to everybody, for those of you on the call that are on your computers, we went ahead and loaded this presentation because it's an editable presentation in Quility U. So if you go to Quility U, in fact, I'll just rework the steps so you can see it. If you go into Quility U and you click on File Vault right here, you're going to see a folder called Halftime. If you click on Halftime, you can actually in real time download this presentation that we're using and edit it as we go. So I apologize, Justin. I wanted to mention that. So we are now going back to that, but feel free, go to Quility U, File Vault, Halftime. So fire away, back at you.
Perfect. So if you don't have that, just grab a piece of paper.
Yes.
This is not about information. At the end of this meeting, you will do nothing with that. We're actually going to get some stuff done today. Is that cool? We've got 15 minutes, so I'm going to go fairly fast. It's such a unique time to help your team right now. I feel like the retention of this company could go up from you having this talk with your agents. So if you're thinking of yourself as a leader, you could be having this halftime talk with your people. And it's going to help them so much because there's really two groups of people. There could be a third in there. We'll talk about that. Being halftime, it's like we set some goals in the beginning of the year. And I've been talking to some agents this week. And it's like, where are you in relation to your goal? You know, it's halftime. And they're like, I don't really know. And so if they don't know where they're at, there's no chance they're going to get where they want to go. Isn't that true? So we have to know where we're at in relation to our goals right now so that we can make a push. How many people were in sports? Just pretend like this is a room of like 10 people, okay? 15 people. You're on a basketball team. You were in a sport, you were competitive, okay? I'm just talking out loud. At halftime, you're either behind or you're ahead. Okay, it could be tied. That could be you right now this year. So you need to know exactly where you're at so you can make adjustments, correct? If I'm behind, I got to figure out what I'm going to do to make this push if I'm going to do that. And I honestly feel like there's two types of players in a locker room. There's the players that are going to roll over and they're going to go, yeah, this isn't going to happen. And then there's the players that are going to go, we're going to win. I'm a winner. It's what I do. So I have to start looking at ways to win. I have to make adjustments. Part of that is what wins did I have in the first half of the year that I could duplicate, that I need to do more of, that I could get focused on, right? What are some things that I should be doing that I'm not doing? And I want to keep this really simple, really simple. So once you know exactly where you're at and you know what your goal is, we need to decide if this is a must. Now, if you're ahead of your goal, that's awesome. I want to talk to you for just 1 second. So if you're ahead on your goal, that is great. Do you want, based on the time that you have between now and the end of the year, are you good with just crushing that goal? Or is this time to like elevate that goal just a little bit? Okay. Maybe it's time to elevate that goal just a little bit if you're ahead. If you are, what's a carrot that would really excite you so that if you exceeded your goal by a certain amount, you're going to mark the box, like a triggering event, right? So a triggering event would be if I hit 30,000 of APV, I'm booking this trip. Does that make sense? Okay. Lost my slides again there, Brian. There we go.
Sorry about that. I'm trying to troubleshoot just now that I've interrupted again.
You're good.
For some reason, we have an access issue with the file. So I'll keep working on getting you all the access
You're
to
good.
this presentation. So keep going.
As long as they can see it, just write it on a piece of paper, guys.
All good.
So if you're ahead of the game, what's a carrot that would really excite you, that would push you harder? Okay. If you're behind, if you're behind, that's okay. We got to get it a very one specific activity that's going to move you toward your goal. Real simple. Don't think of all this stuff. One thing that you're going to be committed to, that you're going to be accountable to, that's going to help you hit this goal. When you're talking to your agents, this is the way that I would do it. It's like, hey, what's the goal? And some of them don't have a goal. This could be an issue. Okay. So it could be a newer person. I call it the happy factor. They're like, what do you mean? If Todd Spivey, I'm going to say Todd, not me. If Todd Spivey wrote a check and he's like, hey, here's $15,000 in your checking account. If that put a smile on your face, that's the happy factor. Maybe that's your number. Maybe it's 10, maybe it's 7, maybe it's 20, whatever. I want to know what amount of money makes you happy. Okay. Between now and the end of the year, as well as your time. That's a whole nother discussion, but that could be your goal between now and the end of the year. So if this is a brand new person, we got to give them a target. Okay. They have to have a target, and then they got to have a triggering event, which we're going to talk about here in a second. I want to ask them, why is this a must? Is this something that we just want to do, or is this a must? Why is it a must? Okay. I'm going to get that out of them. When you're talking to your agents, it's almost like a sale, like you're in a sale. I want to hear it from their mouth, not from my mouth. Okay. That's what it's going to help you be an effective coach, to help your people find out why it's important. Okay. We're going to go through the reward versus the consequence here in a second, which most people miss. So that you could get a great halftime talk and then nothing happens. So we've got to get some emotion in there. We're going to go through that here in just a second. What's my plan? Okay. Specific plan. What's the number one specific activity that I need to do to hit this goal? For most agents, it's just set appointments. It's a set appointment goal. If you're brand new and you want to make $10,000, you need to set 15 appointments a week. So you can set 10, close 5. That's 20 apps. That's 20,000 of APV. It's going to produce about 10,000. Simple. Let's get simple. An action that I can hold you accountable to, that you're 100% committed to, that will check in every single week. Do you want my help with this? Do you want my help with this? If this is a must for them and they say, yes, I want your help with this, it's like, man, I can't wait to help you. Let's get your plan. Let's get this one activity. Let's commit to it. Let's put it on your schedule for Friday. Put a 15-minute block in there. I'm going to be expecting your activity reports. I'm going to coach you up, man. We're going to get this done. I'm going to take my confidence and put it into them. Because I know if they're doing the right stuff, if they're booking 15, they are going to keep 10 if they use a proper tie down. I know if they keep the presentation simple, they will close 5. My confidence is going to go into them as their leader. Okay. Now, as a leader, you've got a great opportunity to really lead these people. And this is kind of up to you on this one. Okay. You could be the example with them. So rather than just saying, hey guys, this is good for you, I say, hey guys, I'm going to step in the arena with you. Okay. You tell me what you're committed to. I'm going to tell you what I'm committed to. We'll check in together. I'm going to get this done for me along with you guys. We're all going to be accountable. Okay. Now, this activity of this set appointment goal, if that's a must, I got to surround the activity to make that happen with accountability. So if I've got 15 set appointments that I need to do, that means I've got a certain amount of phone time. I got to have some rules. What's my dial time look like? What's my team? I got to have like some dial time with a team, show up, mute yourself, and spend a certain amount of time booking these appointments. If you don't have accountability around the activity that's required to hit your number one activity, you're going to fall short a lot of the time because our mind's messing with us. Okay. Have some rules. So if you have a no-show, pick up more dial time. You got to do everything you can do to hit this number one goal, correct? If you really want it bad, like if you're an athlete and it's halftime, you're going to go to the depths of what you got available. And I call that like unleashing the beast. Most people don't ever fully unleash the beast in all areas of their life. This isn't on this slide, but I want everybody to write this down real quick. Just write down a triangle, put personal on one side, physical on one side, and professional on one side. And then on the inside of that triangle, put winner. Okay. When you start looking for wins in every area of those three facets every single week, pretty soon you're winning. Okay. You write a little love note to your spouse, you put it on the mirror. You're like, but I've been married 20 years. She's going to think something's up. So do it anyway. I haven't done 100 push-ups in 20 years. Great, do them. That's a win. Start doing stuff that you know you need to do that you haven't been doing. When your mind knows when you start doing things that you should be doing that you haven't been doing, your mind knows that you're on a path to start winning. And you start getting some momentum. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. All right, so if they're committed to this and it's a must, there's a few things they got to have. They got to have focus and they got to get rid of all the distractions. Okay. Got to plan our schedule out that today for tomorrow. Take 15 minutes to plan it out. Where is the activity that's going to produce these 15 appointments set? Okay. Got to help your agents get rid of the distractions. A lot of it's personal distractions. Okay. Facebook isn't going to help you hit your goals. It's not. Okay. Talking to mom at 10 a.m. ain't happening. Sorry, mom. Love you. I'm going to call you at 7 p.m. Call you on Saturday. Mom will be excited when I hit my goals because everybody elevates when I hit my goals, right? Take her to the NBA game. So we got to stay focused and we got to get rid of distractions that are going to keep us back. Real important to jot down everything that's a win. Okay. Our mind starts associating the activity with wins. If you have a vision map, it's super important. Between now and the end of the year, we have to have a triggering event. Okay. We have to have a goal for the next 30 days. So you've got this annual goal. Let's say somebody wants to make $100,000. If they don't have an 83-33 goal in the next 30 days and do what it takes to hit that, there's no way they're going to hit 100. Does that make sense? We have to have a goal for the next 30 days. So if Brian said, I want to lose this much weight, I'm like, great. What is that? What's your target in the next 30 days? What's the action required in the next 30 days for you to hit this 30-day target so that you can get on track to hit your annual goal? Does that make sense, guys? Super important. Okay. If you're not going to do the action today to hit a target in 30 days, you're never going to hit your target by the end of the year. Like, we got to get some momentum going. Okay. We got to get excited about this business. If I look at my vision board, most people don't have a triggering event. So let's say Todd's got this big goal. And he's like, okay, when I hit this goal, I buy the tickets to Africa. And maybe it's a triggering event of APV. So he's like, okay, when I hit 30,000 of APV, I'm buying the tickets, man. Now phone calls become fun. Asking for referrals become fun. Dialing during no-shows become fun. Anything that was perceived as a negative activity, I turn into a positive and I just let it rip. Working 13-hour days, no problem if I've got a triggering event that's super exciting to me.
Are you on the builder's call?
Does that make sense, guys?
Oh, can you talk for a second?
Super powerful. Okay.
I don't need to listen to this part anyway.
Super powerful.
Somebody
Okay.
needs to mute.
Action steps.
Okay, so
All right. Action steps. We gotta have a certain plan of action to get there. Accountability. We all need more of it. Okay. If anybody on this call isn't hitting your goals, I would ask you to strongly consider your accountability that you have right now. There's a big chance that you don't have any. Okay. Most people that are hitting their goals, they have some accountability somewhere. So the vision item and your target date, that could be something really fun. It could be like an NBA game. Maybe it's a trip that you want to go on, whatever that is, that gets you excited. Okay. The action that's required to get there could be physically, personally, and professionally, because we want to be well balanced in this thing. Does that make sense, guys? Cool. Let's go to the next one. So real quick, before we go to the next page, everybody just write down one thing real fast. Just write down one thing in the next 30 days. So like physically, if you have a goal, I'm going to give you like 30 seconds. What would help you be a better husband? Right? What would help you be a better father? Mother? What would help you be better? When I talk about performance in this business, it's like, man, if you want to perform better, you need to be hitting on all cylinders. That means you got to be going to bed at a certain time. You got to be waking up at a certain time. You got to get some physical exercise. You got to do your mindset every day. Got to plan your schedule out every day. It's hard to be successful, man. It's hard. And it's hard not to be successful. I just choose the other path. So what time am I waking up? It's a big one. If I really wanted this, yeah, I could sleep in till 6, or I could just get up at 4. I'd pick up a whole week every month of work time if I just got up earlier. It's just how bad do I want it, right? When I watch these true movies about these players from other countries that get into the NBA and that sort of thing, they just want it. They want it. They work. They do the work. They don't make excuses. Top performers don't make excuses. They just find a way. So that's really what we need to help our agents with. But we need to get something that they're super excited about, that there's a triggering event where something's going to happen, because paying your bills isn't living. Paying your bills is great, but we need something that excites you, that you could take your family and go do something fun. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is big. Most people won't do this. Okay, if I have a group of 10 agents, 2 of them will do this, and those are the 2 that are going to hit their goals. Let's just walk through this real quick. Write down, and this is what you do with your agents, guys. Have them do this exercise, do this with them, and you're going to feed it to them. Write down your income goal right there. Let's just talk about your professional goal. This is really powerful for physical goals too. Okay, write that down right there, whatever your goal is. Let's go through the rewards first. Okay, let's just say somebody wants to make, let's say it's a newer agent, they want to make $10,000 a month. Okay, you're going to write that down. That's awesome. You're going to do that by setting 15 appointments. Write that down. That's your number 1 activity. The rewards of you hitting that goal, pay your bills on time, every time. That's pretty important reward, isn't it? That's really important. I'd write that down. Paying my bills on time. What happens when you pay your bills on time? What happens to your stress? Not near as stressed. My stress goes down. I'm gonna write that down. What happens when my stress goes down? I'm healthier, man. Stress is a killer. It's a heart attack killer, man. I'm healthier. You mean by telling me that by phoning, I get healthier? Yeah, you get healthier. What happens when you're healthier to your emotions? When you're making $10,000 a month, every month you're paying your bills on time, aren't you happier? You're totally happier, right? You're more confident. Your confidence goes up, right? Sometimes all we want is for our spouse to be proud of us. Isn't that true? We have some swag. You got that swag back. Sometimes you've been beat down, you need some swag, okay? You got to go through the emotion of you hitting this goal. Super, super powerful. You could take your family on a vacation, so you get to have experiences with people you love. That's powerful, okay? You could give, you could pay it forward. You could pay for somebody's lunch that's in front of you when their debit card declines. You could do some cool stuff for people, right? Because you're showing up every day. You can pay it forward. Lessons. You could create lessons of abundance that would ripple through the next 1,000 years for your family chain by you being successful, by you being the example. Every month you hit your target to hit your annual goal, go do something fun. The bigger your goal, the more fun stuff you get to do, right? What are some of the consequences of not hitting our goals? I'm going to speed up, guys. It's almost the polar opposite, but you need to take yourself through this. No Disney for Spivey. I love it. What's the #1 cause of divorce in the country? I ask questions to your agents that I know they know the answer to, but I would have them answer that. Because the truth is they don't go through enough pain. They're going to be like, lack of money. I'm like, write it down. Can't pay your bills. You need to have really simple conversations in your mind. Is phoning hard, or is having somebody knock on my door with divorce papers hard? That's hard, man. Phoning is easy. I love phoning. Phoning is easy. Having those papers served is hard, right? Not paying my bills is hard. When I can't pay my bills, I'm stressed out to the max. I'm stressed. When I'm stressed to the max, I eat too much. I binge eat. I'm unhealthy, right? I have no time because I feel like I gotta work and catch up all the time. I have no experiences with the people I love. And probably the most painful thing of all would be like creating a chain of lack of abundance to all future generations of my family tree. That makes me want to hurl right now. Just give me the garbage can. I'm ready to phone. I read this list, guys, every day to create an association in my mind. I would have your agents read this list every single day, have them do this. It's powerful, man. The best thing you could do with your agents is to walk them through this exercise right here. If they don't feel the pain of doing this 15 set, there's no way they're going to do the 15 set. We can't just like motivate people. We gotta create an emotion that hits home. Okay. We got to do it. So second half of the year, it's power of choice. I'm going to keep it simple. This is my appointment set. I'm going to go get it done. I'm going to have accountability. I'm going to put it in my schedule, let it rip. That was fast, Brian.
Let's
Sorry,
go.
man.
I know. Well, I
That
stole
was good.
7 minutes of your thunder for sure. Yeah.
7 minutes.
So good.
Oh.
So good. Especially that final page that stood out the most to me. And I think for everybody on the call, that is, you mentioned if you have 10 agents, maybe 8 of them will do that, and or 2 out of the 10, or what was the number about?
Yeah, 2 out of 10.
Yeah.
But
So
those are my 2 runners.
right. So if you think about that, just the needle moving impact of that last page exercise alone will be so powerful for folks. So appreciate your investment here. By the way, I know most of the comments are about, wait, you showed me the file, but I can't find the file. We're working on access issues. We definitely exposed today that some of you still don't have access to the last files when I was all prepared for y'all. So we will make sure that you have access to the Quality U by the end of, definitely I'll say by tomorrow. We'll keep on that as long as we can troubleshoot that so that you have access to that file, but it's simple enough to at least take away that last page and be able to say, okay, what are the rewards for doing it, and really drilling down, and what are the benefits? So Spivey, what are your final thoughts on this before we hand the baton to the founders? We got a big national call today.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah. Great
Job, Justin. Just for me, in your experience, having coached so many people, just how significant is the difference between success and hitting a goal or not, just simply by choosing to write it down and read it and put it into a visual on a daily basis. I mean, I don't think we can overemphasize that enough. I know a lot of times when we're talking about anxiety, we're talking about stress at home. A lot of experts out there will tell you one of the first steps is to write them down, to actually document them. So in your experience, Justin, just how important is that aspect to actually put it on a piece of paper and find that accountability partner?
It's everything, man. And there's so many people that will stay in a rut for a long time because they don't do that. And if you want to get in shape, you do like a physical breakdown, you'll have 30 items on both sides.
Hmm.
And that's when you're going to do it. It's so powerful. And you're right. You got to create an affirmation. I talk to agents about this all the time. You got to create an affirmation with your income goal, and you got to say it every day. So for those brand new agents, it's like, I will make $10,000 per month in 2022. I will set 15 appointments this week. They got to say it every day. But more accountability for everybody. And if you've been trying to do something that hasn't been working, you got to do something different. Hire that personal trainer so you actually show up to the gym and you actually do it. Pay $500 a month. It's amazing what happens when you start paying money. How you start doing it, right?
Yeah.
That's where money, that's where it hits the road.
Well, super. Yeah, I think you pulled together so much of our core Symmetry system principles and put it in a very digestible way for everyone. So we're super grateful for that investment. And we got a big call. So Brandon and Casey, over to you gentlemen for the national call.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just
You're welcome.
missed the call. I was late because I was doing something over here and I'm looking at the chat. And I'm like, Lord, doesn't look like the call to miss.
Yeah.
Getting all everybody blown up. Good job, coach.
That's right.
Getting fired up, man. Well, how's everyone's Wednesday? Casey, rode your bike into work again. Looks like you rode it through the forest this time, though. So I like what you've done is you've just tried to change your perspective a little bit, right?
Yeah, just move my camera a little bit.
Yeah, I got the same forest. See, it's nice.
Looks
It's a
good.
similar forest. I don't know if it's the exact same forest, but it's a similar forest.
Similar.
Your forest, my forest actually looks like it's in San Francisco area, and your forest looks like it's a little more Buncombe County.
Yeah, I asked for Buncombe County.
Well, they nailed it, whoever did that. So we got a good one today. A lot of upcoming announcements, updates, all that good stuff. So not a lot of time to talk about tree wallpaper. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm not sure I like this picture of me, Casey. What do you think?
Love it.
It feels a little trolly. I don't know.
Trolling?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I don't
Like
know.
an internet troll?
I'm kind of like this. You don't think it looks like that?
I love it.
Maybe it's a bad angle. Joe. Change that picture. Sure, he has much more important things to do. Good last week of the month for everybody, especially Bruno
Yes.
Parker. Well done, $8,564, Bruno. Our number one producer for the week was Donna Herbal. 60 grand. How do you get $60,000 in a week, Donna? I don't know. It was pretty good. Let me, there's some other great ones too. Don't get me wrong. Virginia, Robert, Jen always at the leaderboard. Chad with 2 Ds down there. Holly Alien. Good stuff.
What a great time to be in this business with this company.
What a great time. You and I were fighting tooth and nail to get 3 apps for $2,000 when we were just getting started.
Just to make the leaderboards for the first 5 years, you know, if you were at $10,000, you were easily going to probably be in the top 5. Now you barely crack the top 10 if you got 15 grand.
I know. Crazy. It's going to keep on getting better too. Top app count, Donna is showing that it wasn't one big app, but I will say it was a pretty good, case size on that. So
Yep.
Chad with 2 Ds is up there too, man. Holly Alien, well done. 25 applications. Unbelievable. Top Medicare sub writer was Jennifer Nettisheim with $3,600, almost $3,700. Top disability writer was LaShawn Toyer, $1,542. You and I completely spaced yesterday, and we didn't realize that we have been doing IUL leaderboards forever, and we call them out every single week. I think I've got mental issues. Kathleen Perota, $25,139. There's a lot coming on the IUL side. Guys, as interest rates continue to go up or as they've gone up. There's such a great opportunity on the advanced market side. And what Resma's team is doing is going to really open up some pretty cool stuff. We're already seeing some good lead flow on some trials, but hang tight because we're going to be announcing some stuff at conference, but there is a lot of opportunity on the IUL side. Top annuity producer, Jen Swigert with $579,000 in annuities. Speaking of announcements, there's some good ones coming up on that too. Better get to Denver. Don't want to miss them. Angela Patterson, $12,392 on the DFL side. We're seeing an uptick in DFL as well. Total recruits for the week, Dan and Diane Elmer tied with James Johnson with 4. Jacob Pogue with 26. Chris Cook continuing to kick some butt on that line too, man. New writers, Esther Carlson, Ashley and Tyler, and Edward Pritchett all tied with 3 in the base shop. Jacob Pogue with 13. 13. That's a good one. Look at Marshall Whalen down there too, man. You thought Marshall Whalen was like just going to be satisfied with his 3 directs. No. He's continuing to blow it up, man, in his own direct agency. Sarah Reinecke with 3 SNAs. Jacob Pogue with 6 SNAs. And there's a lot of them here. Azar, Bentley, Abby, Klingman, Donathan, Spivey. I hope that he's here. He might have had to go like take a potty break. Spivey.
I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Finney lit it up over here.
Are you saying, hey, Finney, yeah, stick around, coach, and answer the chat. That's what we do. But Spivey, are you seeing that Carly Donathan?
Yeah, that's very close.
Most people don't know that Spivey's first name is Donathan. Matter of fact, Nate, I do call him Nathan.
Nice, Spivey.
Nate Offert yesterday said, I didn't know your name was Do Nathan. So there you go.
I walked out of that conversation with Nate Offert, and it took me like 5 minutes to process what he had just said.
Do Nathan. Oh, man. Fort Springs, Farrell, Williams, Matev, Offner, Footman, Mendoza, Stover, Brennan, Gross, Schultz, Perkins, Logsdon. I know I'm pronouncing them like phonetically, but that's how you do it. Manowski, Harrison, Sullivan, and Tyree McCants. I wonder if any kin to Keith McCants. It's potentially.
Good job, SNAs.
Good job, SNAs. There's a lot of you too. Whoops, excuse me, I'm going all over the place here. Well done. Great job. Key leaders, number 1 for the week was Cassandra Mack. Cassandra, we need a better picture, please. If anybody has a picture of Cassandra Mack, please send it to us. Same with Alina Cantrell with 2 recruits, and Kelly Rogers. We're 0 for 3 on the key leaders picture board. That's okay. Jamie Susie, number 1 AO for the week with $71,000. Gabby Roethlisberger with 4 recruits, and Eric Gurr with 7 new riders. That's a lot of new riders for an agency owner. 7? That's like 7 new riders in a week, and that's the only number that you need to become an AO, and that gets to count yourself. Man,
Right.
that's slamming.
Very good.
Really slamming. Good from a lot of people too. Susie, Sue Adams. Good job. David Alvarado, number 1 on the APV board. Larry and Ann Griffin with 15 recruits, and Sarah Reinecke with 5 new riders. It's a big number. See you, Darren Seapour and Roddy Jessup. Eileen Balmer with 150,000. Andrew Jimenez with 9 recruits, and Mike Casey with 8, tied with Jerry Cantrell.
Blowing up.
New riders, man. Love it. Griff Martin in his sad to say final days of disco right here in Asheville, North Carolina. He's moving on to greener pastures. Sad. We're going to miss seeing Griff every day. We're going to have to drive 2 hours away if we want to hang out with you. Chris Cook with 18 recruits and 5 new riders. Well done, sir. Kyle and Lisa Kimbrell is the number 1 senior vice presidential team Mike and Sarah Pappas with the top recruiting with 11, and Kyle and Lisa Kimbrell with 9 new writers. Good weeks by Scott Summers and Tony Capistrano as well. Darren Stubbs with 100 grand, Sean Shannon with 13 recruits, and Darren Stubbs with 4 first-time new writers. Lynn Watkins at 600 with 35 recruits, and Ashley and Tyler with 17. Look, they had 17 new writers and 11 recruits. They're doing something right.
Good ratio.
I think on their honeymoon, they probably just had a lot of strategy sessions on how to turn recruits into writers. What do you think? Probably woke up every morning.
Yeah, that's what they were focused on.
Started like really drawing circles and drawing out their organization. You don't
Sure,
think
that's what they were focused
I bet they were. Edward Britt with a big week, man. 1.1 million. Might have to go to Hawaii more often, buddy.
on. Oh,
I think Eddie and Rebecca flew all the way out to Hawaii with 2 of their 4 kids. And I think it was only for like 4 nights. That's dedication to parenting right there. It really is. There were some flight problems and that sort of thing. So 44 recruits, Danny Young with 25 new riders. Way to go, Danny.
nice. Yeah, Danny.
Big time, buddy. Big time. Marshall Whalen coming in 2nd place. They're back and forth every single week, man. Still over $1 million with 73 recruits and 30 new riders, which puts him in 1st place for recruits and 1st place for new riders for the week. Well done, Marshall. Jacob Pug with $365,000 in his direct agency. Dan and Diane Elmer with $76,000 in the base. Way to go, guys. Way to go. All right, I think I'm going to pause here for a second because I do think that we have a
Video?
Doug, let's come back to you, Doug. We'll start with you before we go into the next stuff. I think we've got a video here, so let's hit that first.
I like movies.